In this video, you will learn how to make a man fall in love with you. 3 powerful psychological tips that will ignite his attraction for you, capture his undivided attention, and make him crave to be closer to you all of the time. And when that happens, he will fall deeply in love with you. I'm psychologist and relationship coach Dr. Antonio Borrello. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Falling in love is life-changing. It affects everything about how we think, feel, and behave. And that's because falling in love changes us, literally. It changes our brains. It changes our brain chemistry. And this has been demonstrated through years of research and studying the MRI brain scans of thousands of people who were deeply in love. And simply put, we experience the magic of falling in love because of the elevated levels of several neurotransmitters and hormones in our brain and nervous system. More specifically, the intensifying attraction, the racing heartbeats, the nervousness, and the obsessive thoughts of your partner are all caused by increased levels of either dopamine and or norepinephrine, as well as decreased levels of serotonin in your brain. When we're falling in love, our brains release a love cocktail of hormones and neurotransmitters, which causes us to experience all the magical feelings of romantic love. Now, what do you think would happen if you were able to somehow encourage your brain to release this love cocktail at will? I mean, what would happen if you could push a button and have your brain flooded with these hormones and neurotransmitters? Well, you guessed it. You would experience the physical sensations of falling in love. In psychology, this is known as the misattribution of arousal. And the tips I'm about to share with you will do exactly that. They provoke a man's brain to release this love cocktail when he is with you. And that paves the way for him to fall in love with you. There are 3 phases that we all experience when falling in love: the attraction phase, the infatuation phase, and the attachment phase. Now, for each of these phases, I'm going to explain how to provoke the natural release of key neurotransmitters and hormones that are necessary to fall in love. The first hormone that you want to trigger is adrenaline, also known as norepinephrine. You know that feeling you get when you're really attracted to someone or when you really like someone? Some people call it the butterflies. It's that nervous excitement, the jittery stomach, a racing heart. All of that is caused by adrenaline. When you're attracted to someone, your body is releasing adrenaline just as it does during the fight or flight response. If you fear for your life, your body prepares you to fight or to run away by releasing adrenaline. And adrenaline causes an increased heart rate, focused attention, and sweaty palms. And you can artificially trigger the fight or flight response by engaging in some adrenaline-producing activity with the man you want. And when you do that, the arousal he feels gets transferred to you, and the level of attraction that he feels towards you increases. That's known as a misattribution of attraction. So your job is to find opportunities to engage in adrenaline-provoking experiences with him. For example, go to an amusement park and ride a few roller coasters together, or go bungee jumping together, or skydiving, or wall climbing. You can even watch scary movies together. All of these things will provoke your body and his body to release adrenaline. And when that happens, his level of attraction for you goes through the roof. It's like fooling his brain and yours that the arousal produced by this activity is really due to his attraction for you. And this helps to perk up the passion. Try it. You'll be amazed at how effective this is. The second important neurotransmitter in this phase is dopamine because it plays an important role in attraction. And the process goes like this. When you see a person you're attracted to, dopamine levels in your brain instantly increase because you've detected something desirable in your environment. That hit of dopamine makes you become instantly more focused and excited. Guess what happens if you are able to artificially provoke an increase in your level of dopamine in the presence of another person? Yes, you become more attracted and start to enjoy and desire that person as a result. Now, you can trigger your brain to release large amounts of dopamine by engaging in challenging and new activities that require learning. So let me give you some examples that you may recognize. People who are in challenging academic programs together. They're part of a cohort facing the same new challenging learning experiences, right? And they often grow very fond of one another quickly. They feel like they have a super special bond, or they have known each other much longer. That's dopamine working its magic. Another example, going on vacation to a new and exciting place with friends that you don't see often. When you start the vacation, you feel one way, but spending time with them in a new and exciting destination helps to develop this very strong connection. Again, it's dopamine working. Or people who partner up for a dance or other competition together. How often do they end up having an affair? Again, the new and difficult challenges that they face provokes the brain to release large amounts of dopamine, and yes, that increases the attraction that they feel. So, how can you use this information to bring your man closer? Well, try out a new hobby like dance classes or exercise classes together. Preferably, it's something that is challenging or requires him to learn a new skill or to push himself. For example, perhaps you are into yoga or Pilates, but the guy that you like has never tried it. Invite him to come along or take dance lessons together, or invite him to experience different types of food with you, or go on a day trip to somewhere neither of you have ever been. Again, you want to be doing something challenging and new together, and that will result in him feeling much more attracted to and focused on you. Number 2, the infatuation phase. So let's talk about infatuation. Infatuation is a profound feeling of desire and an obsessively strong admiration for someone. It is marked by a sense of excitement and euphoria, and it's often accompanied by lust and a feeling of newness and déjà vu at the same time. During the heart-pounding excitement of infatuation, the brain releases lots of phenylethylamine, or PEA. PEA functions like a natural amphetamine, which basically makes you really high on love. And high levels of PEA promotes feelings of attraction, excitement, giddiness, and apprehension. So it makes sense that if you are able to raise a man's level of PEA in your presence, he's more likely to become infatuated with you. And there's one surefire way to stimulate PEA, and that is by engaging in prolonged eye contact with a man. Prolonged eye contact is a powerful stimulator of PEA. So make a purposeful effort to give him the look of love while he's talking to you, or while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing together. I want you to look deeply into his eyes and think about how much you want him. Think about how attracted you are to him, and hold that stare. Give him your most seductive look, because prolonged eye contact or gazing into someone's eyes increases attraction because it releases PEA. Now, if you're shy or not sure of how to bring this up to him or to tell him that you want to stare into his eyes, make a game out of it. Make it into a challenge or a contest to see who will look away first. Make it a deliberate effort to stare into each other's eyes for 3 to 5 minutes straight. Do it and you won't believe how powerful it is. Close, deliberate, sustained eye contact for 5 minutes will kickstart the production of PEA, and the effects will be immediately noticeable. Now, so far we've covered the attraction and infatuation phases of passionate love. Keep watching, because now we're going to talk about the most important part. Number 3, the attachment phase and oxytocin. Oxytocin is a very powerful neurotransmitter that is used to form attachment in both children and adults. And oxytocin is the hormone that facilitates bonding between romantic partners. The most exciting part, when oxytocin is released, the positive bonding and attachment effects are profound. High levels of oxytocin is associated with feelings of love, sexual desire, and bonding among romantic couples. Oxytocin is also responsible for the rose-colored glasses that make your partner seem so perfect when you are falling in love. And the best news, there are things that you can do to trigger the release of oxytocin in your man and facilitate and strengthen the attachment between both of you. Here are some things that you can do. First, it's important to know that the amounts of oxytocin in the brain changes moment by moment. That means that keeping the oxytocin levels high is an ongoing process that should be repeated throughout the day. Fortunately, most of these tips are simple and even pleasurable, so they are as easily adaptable into your life. So start with physical touch. The best way to stimulate his oxytocin production is through physical touch, like giving him a massage. Massage is one of the best ways to get oxytocin released into the body. In fact, massage benefits both the person giving the massage as well as the person receiving the massage. Both show increased levels of oxytocin. And you don't need to be professional at all, but simply spend 15 to 20 minutes massaging your partner and you will both experience an increased feeling of closeness and attachment. Also, physical intimacy and sex causes both men and women to release oxytocin, and as such, they are both more likely to develop a bond and become attached. The more hugging and kissing and gazing into each other's eyes, the more oxytocin that is going to be released. So having those quickies with him probably isn't going to help much with the bonding process. Instead, make a deliberate attempt to hold off on the sex as long as you can and engage instead in other types of foreplay and lengthen your lovemaking session to include as much physical contact like hugging, kissing, and gazing into each other's arms as possible. On the psychological side of things, there are also things that you can do to pave the way for a man to become deeply attached to you. And that type of attachment starts when you are a person that he can trust. I go more into trust and the psychological side of falling in love in this video, so click here to check that out, or click here to watch the video that YouTube thinks that you'll like. And please consider subscribing so you're getting all of our new videos that will help you make your love life the best part of your life. I'll see you in the next video.